It is done, then. Your poor friend Miss Knightsbridge has married the enemy.
Sybil nodded. As you know, she has, having attended the wedding breakfast, though Papa, she really is quite happy about it. Cassandra has thoroughly forgiven Lord Hampton. You saw it for yourself.
I did, though I was ever ready to hear the poor girl say she had been forced to the altar.
Neither her father nor Lady Marksworth would ever do such a thing.
No, they would not, Lord Blanding admitted.
Papa, I saw them both before they set off for Italy, and they seemed well pleased. Elated, in fact.
Elated? Oh, I cannot understand it at all, the Lord said.
I think others are different than we are,
Sybil said slowly, the idea only having come to her after viewing Cassandra's willingness to forgive Lord Hampton his very grave transgression.
We come from a long line of warriors, while others do not.
And so they fold like sheep, Lord Blanding said. I cannot approve of it. Once an enemy is sworn, they are sworn forevermore.
Sybil nodded. She had grown up thinking so. The Hayworth dinner table had always been filled with tales of recent feuds and long-ago battles. If a Hayworth entered into a dispute, that dispute went on until all parties to it were dead. Even then, the next generation might take it up as a matter of principle. Their neighbour, Mr. Hurst, knew the truth of it. The Hayworths and the Hursts had been arguing over the placement of a fence for 3 generations. That the argument revolved around 14 inches either side seemed of no account to anybody involved.
I do hope, dear daughter, that you have not been unduly influenced by this soft way of going on.
Certainly not, Sybil said. Lord Lockwood in particular has been most persistent in his apologies for the scheme against Cassandra, and I will have none of it.
Lockwood, the Lord said, as if he had just tasted something exceedingly unpleasant. Of all those gentlemen of the pact, he is the worst. His father is a devil.
And so, Lord Lockwood shall be condemned by me forevermore, Sybil said somewhat resignedly. Family, over everything. Sybil took a certain amount of pride in standing by her father, though she did think it was a shame Lord Lockwood was to be their enemy. He was precisely what she liked in a gentleman. Powerfully built, square jaw, sandy hair, and, most attractive of all, a very bold nature. Everybody had heard the tales of Lord Lockwood's heroics in the war, and how it was a miracle he survived it. The gentleman was in the habit of taking the most terrible risks, and somehow living through them, all the while blithely claiming he did not understand what the fuss was about. Still, he had proved himself disloyal to her friend Cassandra Knightsbridge, and, further, his father, the Duke, had crossed her own father at cards those many years ago. There was nothing for it. Lord Lockwood must always be her enemy. Lord Dalton's library was once again the scene of a meeting of those friends who had been swept into the Duke's pact, with the exception of Edwin Hampton, their recently married fallen brother. Bellamy came in with brandy, though it was just on noon. He shuffled to the circular table the men sat around and placed the glasses in front of the Lords Dalton, Ashworth, Lockwood, Cabot and Grayson. Richard Smythe, Marquess of Lockwood and heir to the Duke of Gravesley, flexed his powerful arms. He always felt a little caged in London, as if there was not enough space to stretch out. His feeling of constraint was not alleviated by his friends' expressions. They all looked exceedingly grim. He supposed they might, and himself too. Their funds were soon to be cut in half. Dalton said.